Why, hello, everybody. This is Artie Astor with episode 7 of You Tell Me. And I have a really interesting Louis Armstrong interview on the Dick Cavett show back in 1970. And I will say it over and over and over again. There's a reason why Dick Cavett was so famous. There's a reason why he got all the good interviews. He just asked the right question while being somebody's peer, while being their friend. And he asks Louis Armstrong a question here about whether or not Louis Armstrong listens to his own music. Check it out.
Do you have all your records?
Yes, sir.
Do you have them all?
Every one of them.
Yeah. That's a valuable collection.
I put them on
because there's
tape.
some that are...
You know, well, it's nice to have because that's my life story and them tapes, and all I got to do is just reach up there and play one. I can write articles for hours just for one reel, you know.
So there's actually a lot here. Something that I find interesting is that he listens to his own tapes, right? His own music. And while he does, he can write articles. And listening to the music helps him recall what he was thinking at the time, what he was feeling at the time, and what was going on in his life at the time. And I was thinking to myself, was he a writer? So I did a little bit of research, and I came to find that Louis Armstrong absolutely wrote 2 biographies. He wrote a bunch of different articles, but he also had hundreds and hundreds of memoirs that he would write about his own life. And I think that that is extremely interesting. I would love to see if I can get my hands on some of them and read some of them, because Louis Armstrong has always been very interesting to me, because he was born in 1900 in New Orleans and stayed there for the first 22 years of his life and helped forge the New Orleans jazz culture that still exists today over 100 years later, over 125 years later. That culture still exists in New Orleans today, and everything about the New Orleans streets is just crying out creativity, whether it's painting, writing, music. It's a really special place. And what I think is interesting is that he says he listens to his own music. So I want you to tell me, is that strange? Is that strange? Is sitting down, listening to the music that you've written, that you've created, and just thinking about where you were at the time and what life was like at the time, is that too self-absorbed? Is that like going through a photo album of pictures of just you? Is it? That's a really interesting question, because I've heard a lot of non-musicians say that it's not good to listen to your own music. I've heard actors say they don't usually go back and watch the movies that they're in. But I've actually heard a very high amount of songwriters and musicians say that they do listen to their own music. So you tell me, does that seem like someone is being too self-absorbed, or does that seem perfectly normal? I would love to get your opinion in the comment section.